Welcome, people of planet Earth and all planets beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Josh, and my family and I buy things from thrift stores, flea markets, wherever we can find it, and sell it onto the internet for profit. That is our full-time gig, and these are the top 5 things we found this week for resale. Let's get into it. So we are recovering from being back from the holidays, taking a little bit of break from thrifting, so we hit it pretty hard this week and we were rewarded, if I do say so myself. We have some pretty cool finds here. There were so many good finds, I really had to sort of decide and pick and choose between a lot of great candidates. So I just picked a few here that we're going to go over and see what cool things we found this week. So first off, we have this pair of jeans. These are mud jeans. These are probably late 90s, early 2000s. Certainly late 90s, early 2000s. Good size, real small. But what's great about them is I normally wouldn't pick up just any sort of mud jeans, but these are big time flared bell bottoms. Late 90s bell bottoms. Probably have a lower rise, as you know, hip huggers were much more popular back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But this is a great pair of jeans. I've sold some of this muds, like the higher, more in-demand mud stuff, probably between $50 and $60. I don't necessarily know that I'll get that for this, but we'll see. This is a great wide bell, so I think $40 to $50, $60 is certainly a possibility, especially given the small size. Now next up we have one that's a little bit off the beaten path. It's not like a vintage jacket or anything per se, but it is valuable, and that's this Mustang Survival life jacket, like emergency flotation device. Yeah, catalyst flotation jacket. This thing is like for, you know, when you're out in a cold, on the water in the cold, and maybe you fall in. This is a great, important safety device for any year-round boater or mariner. But it's in great condition. The comps on these guys are something like anywhere from like $80 all the way to $100 and $200. This particular jacket, I think we should get something around $100, $124, based on the comps that I looked up for this model. We paid, I think, a lot of money for this particular one, like $25, which is way more than we normally would buy, but we normally would spend. But because the comps were so good and the sell-through rate was relatively high, we felt like $25 into $100, $120 was certainly worth the gamble. Now next up is one that really sort of threw me for a loop because I did not expect it. I found it in a thrift store, and at first couldn't really put a finger on what it was. But this jacket right here is actually, let's see if I can pull it out, a Loro Piana, I think that's how you say it, which is like a pretty high-end brand. Like, they have comps on eBay for their storm system jackets, not necessarily just like this, but some of them into the thousands of dollars. So a really high-end brand. This is like a mix of leather. See the spots? This is all leather here. This is like canvas in the center, but in fantastic condition. It's size XL. I don't really know what this is going to do. I've seen comps for this exact jacket from like $120 and up. And maybe even one that was like sold on auction real low for like $80, $90. But pick this up for $10. This is going to probably be, I have it up high because I just want to see where the demand really is on this thing. This is a good season to sell a jacket high. But this thing would probably, I'm hoping to get between $100 and $175. Would probably be my hope out of this guy right here. Cool, I saw the tag, didn't really know what I was getting into. Looked up the comps and was pleasantly surprised. Now, sticking with the theme of jackets, that seems to be all I picked up this week. We got this guy, paid up again for it. It's actually this girl. It's this Icon women's leather motorcycle jacket. This thing is in excellent condition. It has the body armor. It actually has the tag still with it. This thing is new. It is not in perfect condition, as some of these nautical stars have actually started to wear off. That's likely because this was probably bought, never worn, never used, sat in a closet, maybe not where it was not heated and cooled very well. So these stars started coming up. Typically this is not leather, this is like plastic. So these stars started to come off, unfortunately. But otherwise, this jacket's in great condition. I think we should get somewhere between 100, 150, maybe a little bit more on the high end, 180 for this particular jacket. We did spend $25 on it, but again, with that type of possibility of a multiplier, this was certainly worth it. Now, before we get to number one, which is probably one of my favorite pickups of the entire year, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like vintage and reselling content like this. We would love to have you as part of our little community. But let's get into number one. Now for one of my favorite finds of the year. Definitely one of the cooler things I've found more recently. And it's these guys right here. These Big E white tab, purple bell bottoms. These things are super beautiful. The texture of the fabric, which is not denim, but it is cotton, is just incredible. It's a beautiful pair of jeans. These are old enough that there's no care tags, but all the washing instructions are printed on the pocket bag. These appear to be $6.99s. I'm not entirely, obviously those are going to be a bell, but I'm not entirely sure what the sort of the brand name of the particular jeans would be. Certainly a flare. These are beautiful. Because they do not have a care tag, they're likely somewhere between like 1967 and 1972. Very early on. I would suspect even potentially, most likely like the late 60s. But a beautiful pair of jeans right here. I love these things. These are so great. I found them. I didn't even notice because you notice they don't have any back patch or anything like that. You just have the tag. And I saw the color in the jeans section, and I was like, oh, that's a cool color. And I pulled it back just far enough to see that there was a tab right there, and I was like, oh, that's a pair of Levi's. I did not expect for it to be a Big E pair. They are probably men's, a size like 32. Normally at this time they would have denoted whether or not these were for women by having like a little patch in here that says Levi's for gals or something like that. But still an incredible pair. Comps on these, I've not seen this particular design sold, at least not anytime recently, but stuff like it, very similar from the same age, and Big E sells and has sold between $150 and $250. So I think we could get something around that for these guys. It might take a little while. They're pretty unique, and I may cross-post them to several places, but still one of the coolest pairs of bell bottoms I have ever personally encountered or found in the thrift store. Super dope. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, we have a mystery bag Monday tomorrow night, Monday at 7 p.m. So check that out if you like to discover with me live opening up mystery bags full of potential valuable vintage t-shirts, and we hang out and do Q&A and talk about the business. Otherwise, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.